Hello and welcome to episode 14 of the Core 4 podcast. We have a heavily anticipated topic for you today. One that we're very, very excited to bring you.
Very excited.
Jeff, LJ, and Amari. It's a big show because I have my junior mints. Keep me focused, and we're actually sponsored.
This is an unsponsored sponsor.
We're not sponsored,
We're
no.
sponsored by. No, I'm just kidding. We're not. I'm not allowed to say that.
Guys, and you know it's a good show when I have my Crayola crayons.
Yes. So we're gonna be doing our top 5 with potentially honorable mentions.
Greatest athletes.
Greatest athletes of all time.
And guys, before we say this, don't take offense to anything we say. This is a very hard topic to even rank at all. And this is the only one that I'll give Jacob the time to say his honorable mentions, because this is the one that really counts.
All right. Who would like to start?
I'll go first because Jeff wants to go later. And Jacob has this secret that he doesn't want to tell us about.
It's not a secret, but okay.
But okay, so first with the honorable mentions. Actually, I'll say my top 5 and then I'll say my honorable mentions first.
I just want to say, I'm getting nervous. This is a big show. This is a scary topic. This is the greatest athletes in human history.
Yes, and I'm going to tell you them right now. And then after I tell them, we could debate about it. Ready? Number 5, we got the tennis legend, Serena Williams. Number 4, Mr. LeBron James himself at number 4. Number 3, Primetime Sanders. Number 2, one of the best boxers, if not the best boxer, Muhammad Ali. And then number 1, I got the dual sport phenom, Bo Jackson.
Wow.
And with the honorable mentions, I think we have to mention them, and I'm pretty sure we're all gonna have these. If they're not the top 5, but honorable mention: Michael Phelps, Tiger Woods, Michael Jordan, and Usain Bolt.
I think that's a good list. All those guys came across my mind when I was making my list.
I'd probably rank that list a solid C-, to be honest with you.
I would love to hear your list, Amari. I would love to.
Wait, can I say my list first, though? Because
I want to hear Amari's. I
have to refute your number
Jackson,
one.
And I'll say
I have to refute your number one. See, I had a hard time actually listing in order. So at number 5, I put Roger Federer, the greatest men's tennis player of all time.
Yeah, I feel like that's like a good him and Serena are like basically the same pick.
Yeah, and like my favorite tennis player, I used to play tennis, but my favorite tennis player has always been Rafael Nadal. So like
for some reason like I don't watch tennis that much, but like I always wanted Djokovic to win. I don't know why. I just wanted him to win.
Too.
I just always wanted him to win.
Federer's on the old side, but most definitely the greatest tennis player of all time.
Yeah.
He leads them in every category. Literally.
He's more than Djokovic. I thought Djokovic had more wins and stuff.
No, like he has more titles, more everything.
Yeah.
And Djokovic is a lot younger than him.
Yeah.
So at 4, I have Usain Bolt.
Yeah.
He's the fastest person to ever step on the planet Earth. 8-time Olympic gold medalist. He's one of 2 sprinters to win the 100-meter and 200-meter events in the Olympics. And guess what? He did that 3 times during his career.
And he has like the world record for like everything.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know how you can't have him in your top 5. He's literally the fastest person on Earth.
I can give you a reason why.
Okay.
I'm going based off. Mine was more besides Serena. It was more of people that can do everything and like are at the greatest athletes. And like, I just feel like the 4 I had besides Muhammad Ali, like Bo Jackson, dual sport, Sanders, dual sport, and LeBron is just one of the greatest athletes ever. I guess I could have switched it with either LeBron or Muhammad Ali, but that's just how I ranked them.
Well, like the thing with Muhammad Ali, like he's definitely in the top 10. But like I'm not that big of a boxing like watcher. Like I don't view boxing. I don't watch boxing that much. I do like watching it though, whenever I do. But isn't Floyd Mayweather the greatest boxer of all time?
No.
No.
The thing about Ali was he fought in the heavyweight division in the best era.
In the best era ever.
Okay.
Jeff, trust me, I love Mayweather. I love watching him fight. But Mayweather, one thing that people don't like about him is that he didn't fight the guy that he should have fought at the time that was his prime. He always fought the guys 2 years late.
Okay.
And he pick and chose who he fought. He used to fight young guys. He used to fight guys that were old. He never fought the guys that were the best at that time. And trust me, don't get me wrong. No matter who you're fighting, 50-something and 0 is insane. Not losing once is still one of the best things ever. But I just thought he fought Pacquiao like when he was like 38. Yeah. Like no one wanted to watch that fight anymore, and it wasn't fun to watch. Yeah. The best fight he had recently was against McGregor.
Yeah.
Well, neither of them are in my top 5, but what number am I at? Oh, I'm at 3 right now. Okay, so at 3 I have Michael Jordan, the greatest basketball player ever. Career average of 30.1 points per game, which is the best out of any player. 6-time NBA champion. He's 6-0. He owns a 42-inch vertical jump and a 46-inch vertical jump while running, which is the second best out of any athlete ever. Not named Wilt Chamberlain, obviously, because Wilt Chamberlain, he's another like freak of nature. So yeah, I basically put him at 3 because he's the best basketball player ever, and there's really no discussion to it. And at number two, I have Bo Jackson.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for Bo Jackson, he'd probably be number 1 in many of our lists. Well, he is number 1 in your list, LJ. But
he's one.
He played 4 NFL seasons. He averaged 5.4 yards per carry. Became the best running back in the Raiders team that already had Marcus Allen, who is in a discussion of like top 10 running backs ever. And he played baseball too. He averaged a career 250.
It's ridiculous.
Batting average, which is respectable, definitely respectable. He was an all-star, so he was at the top of his game into professional sports, which I think is insane.
And I'm pretty sure you've all seen that throw from like left field. Yeah. He threw it all the way to I forgot what it was, to first base. It was ridiculous. It was crazy.
And
he was a monster.
That just can't go unnoticed. Like, he deserves to be on everyone's list. Definitely high on everyone's list. And number 1, I have Michael Phelps.
Phenomenal pick.
I don't mind that, Jeff. I don't mind that at all. The only reason I wanted to put him in my top 5, it's just that it's so stacked that like I just couldn't. I don't know what to do. But he was definitely gonna be in my top 5. I like that pick.
Here's my
probably what you could say behind him.
This is everything, Michael Phelps. All my notes.
But you could say that he's basically the great. He could say he's one of the greatest Olympians ever, behind probably Bolt.
He is the greatest Olympian ever. But it's like athlete, like his dominance in the sport of swimming is
it's insane.
It's insane.
And he retired. Wait, did he retire and then come back and still won?
Yeah.
Yes.
He So fun fact about Michael Phelps, he competed in 5 Olympics, but in his first Olympic in 2000, he was 15 years old and competed in one event and got 5th in that event. He was 15 years old. He represented the greatest country in the world, right?
That's exactly that.
Represented the greatest country.
There's so many greats, like greatest Olympians in an unbelievably challenging sport, representing an entire country, the best country in the world. Like, there's just too many number 1s. He's actually not my number 1, but I'm just advocating. He's not my number 1.
Yeah.
But
I just like that. Like I like the sports like Bolt. I like the sports that basically, like, trust me, there's Olympians that are like the gymnast from the USA team a couple years ago that was like insane.
Yeah.
You know, like those are team sports. When you're like competing and it's just you against those people and you're just dominating, it's just so fun to watch.
He has 28 medals, 23 gold medals. He set 39 world records, and 29 of those world records are individual.
Yeah.
That's insane. He won 8 gold medals in a single Olympics. He's won gold in 6 of 7 possible swimming events. I used to be a swimmer. I respect Michael Phelps so much.
Is he retired?
Yeah, he is retired.
Now?
Yeah.
He's done?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, that was my top 5. Guess it was all right. What do you think?
Incredible list.
What do you think,
Amari?
I think that's a great list.
I want to hear Amari's.
What do you grade it?
I'm getting very surprised by everyone's list here.
We should all give grades. That's a fun idea. You want to grade each other's list?
I'd grade.
You guys didn't grade mine, so Jeff and Jacob have to grade mine.
All right, I'll give yours an F.
Well,
All right, I'm gonna leave this show.
No, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. No, all honesty,
I'd give it like a B minus.
B minus. Yeah.
I
And Jeff,
I'll give you.
I'd give it A minus.
I'm giving Jeff's a B minus just for the fact that he has Michael Jordan in there in the top 5.
LeBron.
Okay,
like
all
a
right.
ridiculous thing to be
All right.
mad at.
No, but I'm
You have a
not
C
mad.
class
I'm
now,
just
Odette.
saying. I'm just saying. If we were doing greatest athletes, he's not a better athlete than LeBron James. He's not. He's not a better athlete. He might be a better overall like greatness basketball player, but he's
I
not a
think
better
he's a better
athlete than
athlete.
him.
I have an explanation when I get to mine.
So
Anyway,
I'm getting
I'll give Jeff an A minus too.
Thank you.
I'm getting very surprised by everyone's list right now. But Jacob, do you want to go and I'll go last because I might have the most heated.
Jacob has a surprise for us.
Sure.
So.
No, I want to hear.
It's not a surprise. I overhyped
Jacob,
it.
go.
But I made an acronym, and my acronym is DASIS, DASIS, standing for this. This was my I had a criteria because I wasn't just going to go off. I took this approach rather than stats. So the criteria is D for domination, A for athleticism, S for success, I for impact, and S for skill. So I basically went down the list and thought about each person on that scale. Like, for example, Bill Russell would check off success, but he wouldn't really check off anything else. So that's why he's nowhere.
And dominant.
Oh, domination.
Check out dominant.
But that's why he's not near the list. I'm looking
Yeah.
at guys or anyone that is going to check every single box.
Okay.
That's a good rubric.
So
Okay, come on.
Here's the notebook of truth. Honorable mentions. And I don't know.
Jacob's gonna have Derek Jeter 5 times.
No, I actually don't. Derek Jeter is not on this piece of paper. He's just not, sadly.
I know you would love to though.
Of course I would. Honorable mentions. And I have to say, listening to your guys made me switch around the spots a little bit, but I still have the same things. Honorable mentions, LeBron, Tiger, Serena, and Deion Sanders. Wait, did I
It's a
mess
great
up?
list. It's a great
Those are
honorable
my
mention.
honorable mentions. Okay.
Those were your honorable mentions?
Yes, and wait,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Oh wait, that's section A honorable mentions. We're gonna hit
No,
that.
it's not making any honorable mentions. It's not any more honorable mentions, but slight mistake. I actually have
Will Ferrell and
never mind. Those are my honorable mentions. I
Okay.
confused myself a little bit there.
All right,
Yeah.
let's go.
Okay.
5.
At number 5, I have the fastest man alive,
Tyreek Hill.
at number 5.
Yeah, we all agree.
At number 4, I have the greatest heavyweight champion of all time, Muhammad Ali.
Mark Henry.
At number 3, I have the greatest basketball player of all time.
LeBron
Michael
James
Jordan.
again because that's not wrong. That's false. All right, keep going.
Okay, should we go down the list?
No, yeah, go down the list. Go down the list.
Jordan over LeBron. Athleticism.
In what? Because it's the same thing.
What?
It's the same thing.
No,
Jordan
it's
never.
not.
We can go through this again. We can
LeBron
go
hasn't
argue-
harmed anyone else's legacy. He lost to Dirk. He lost to the Spurs. He lost to the whoever with the.
And I would love to see you rank his numbers in those series compared to Jordan's numbers in the
I
finals.
don't give a. He didn't win compared to
I would
Jordan.
love to. And Jordan never played a team like the Warriors did. He never played a team as good as the Warriors.
The Bulls would have beat the Warriors.
No, they wouldn't. No, they wouldn't have. They would have lost 4-1 to the KD Warriors. They would have lost 4-1 to the
All right,
KD Warriors.
Okay, let's keep going. Athleticism. LeBron.
LeBron.
Slightly. I'll give it to
No,
LeBron.
no, LeBron.
Success. Jordan by a landslide. Impact. Jordan by a
LeBron.
landslide.
LeBron. Nope, it's LeBron.
What
No,
is
it's
wrong
LeBron.
with you?
No, it's LeBron.
You
And skill, LeBron's a
Actually,
better basketball player than him.
Watch this.
LeBron's a better basketball player. LeBron's a better basketball player than him at skill.
So
He's better
Kevin
skilled.
Durant is the most skilled basketball player of all time.
No, we're not doing skilled. I'm saying we're going back down the list. He's more skilled than he is.
Any,
He's more
any
skilled.
non-blind LeBron fan would agree that Jordan takes at least 4 out of 5 things on this criteria.
No,
Honestly,
he doesn't take more. He
no,
doesn't take more than
I'm being
athleticism and
completely
skill.
honest. LeBron has the better intangibles, but I don't think he's more athletic.
He is, Jeff.
Just
He's
because
more
it's
athletic.
Great point. That's a great
He's
point.
more athletic. He's no one his size and no much he weighs should play like him. No one ever.
Well, I mean,
Carlos Boozer.
Yeah.
I don't agree with Michael Jordan being a top.
I don't understand how LeBron could be over Jordan.
Because we're doing greatest athletes, and he's a better athlete than him. He's a better athlete than he is.
No, he's not.
He's a better athlete.
I don't know if I could do that.
He is. He is.
All right, continue with your list.
All LeBron with him, he's a 6'8" train that can run fast. Like, that doesn't mean.
No, I don't know who said that.
You basically just did. You said no one that size can move that way.
It's true.
If you had that size and move that way, you should have 6 championships.
We should be talking about Mekhi Becton right now, then.
Let's move on then.
Mekhi Becton. Worst lineman in the draft.
Michael Jordan third. And top 2, I have Bo Jackson and Michael Phelps. I think it could go either way.
Wow.
Greatest Olympian ever and greatest dual sport. I have Deion right outside the top 5. He's the second best dual sport.
Yep.
Not as good as, he wasn't as good in both like Jackson was, where he was actually an all-star in both.
Wow, it's gonna get
Deion definitely. Before you go, Amari.
I'll ever see someone like Bo Jackson again.
Before you go, Amari, I just want to make this clear. I think Barry Sanders is the greatest running back of all time. But
Emmitt Smith is the best running back.
Bro, LeBron James.
Emmitt Smith is the best.
Not Bo Jackson. Barry Sanders is the greatest running back of all time. But
I just don't agree with Barry Sanders just for the fact that he retired. He's good. He's so good, but he retired early. Like, you can't give it to him. You can't. It's like Calvin. It's like Calvin Johnson. Like, I would love to rank him top 3, but I just can't.
He's up there, though. I think he's top 5.
He's up there, but if he did play, he would have been top 5 if he kept playing.
I think he did enough. I think they both did enough, to be honest with you.
They left their mark.
There. But
I love how they were both for the Lions, too.
Yeah. But
if
Bo Jackson never got injured, he'd probably be number 1.
Yeah.
Greatest running back ever. But yeah.
Amari.
Let's hear this.
All right. I had a pretty long list here.
Okay. Wait, you guys have to grade my list.
Oh.
I give it an A-, just like Jeff's.
I'd give it an A- as well. I'd give it an A- as well.
All right, Amari. Let's go.
Okay, we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about that confusion there. I'm going to give my list now of the top 5 greatest athletes in my opinion. I have a few honorable mentions here that I'm pretty surprised they weren't named. I have Pele as an honorable mention.
Yeah.
I have Serena Williams as an honorable mention. And surprisingly, at number 6, I think he made the list, I have Michael Phelps as an honorable mention at number 6. Okay.
Well, I had him as honorable mention too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You didn't have him in your top 5, right?
No.
I think that's blasphemous. I have to be honest.
It's not blasphemous.
I think he's the greatest athlete ever.
Blasphemous.
Okay, he can swim. Good. All right. So number 5.
I'm sorry, but Amari, can I just say something real quick? I think the same way how what you just said about Michael Phelps is how I think about soccer. I would not put anyone from soccer in my top 5. They're running and kicking a ball. It's the easiest sport to learn, and it's the easiest sport to play.
Yeah, but if you go on a national soccer field, you can't do what he could do.
No, I'm saying it's to learn. Like, it's the easiest sport to be good at. That's what I believe. Out of all the professional sports, besides golf.
No, I agree with you.
You could say the same thing about every sport, man.
No, you can't. Baseball's the hardest sport. Basketball, you have to dribble and shoot and play defense and run around. Football, you have to be able to catch it, throw it, and run. Soccer, you're running and kicking. Anybody can run and kick. A 2-year-old can run and kick.
What if you grow to be like 6'8" and you have natural athleticism? Then basketball would be the easiest.
Congrats.
A 2-year-old can run and kick.
You can get a ball to go in a basket. Congrats.
A 2-year-old can run and kick.
You can hit a ball with a stick. You could say the same thing.
Jeff, nope, you cannot.
Yes,
no, you cannot. Because I would love for you to say that to a baseball player. I would love for you to say that. I would love for you to say that. No, they're running and kicking. They're running and kicking a ball. That's all they're doing.
I just want to name my list.
You can't play baseball.
Isn't it like the most popular sport in the world?
Obviously.
You know why? Because it's the easiest sport to play. That's why.
That's because every country in the world.
Okay, here we go to my top 5. That's fine with the core 4.
Look where you started, Amari.
Okay, so here are my
Also, I can't believe Amari said he could just swim.
What?
He was like, he could swim. He could swim.
At number 5, I have Michael Jordan at number 5. Okay. At number 4, I have Bo Jackson. At number 3, I have Muhammad Ali. I think it's a decent list.
Who's going to end the top 2 now?
I don't know.
Number 2,
Ben Roethlisberger.
Clinton Portis.
Paul Bettis.
Okay.
I only have one person in mind, really.
Number 2, I actually went to PA. They have a town named after him.
Rocky.
I don't know if you guys know who this is. Your parents might know, have recollection over him. But Jim Thorpe, I have as number 2.
Okay.
In 1911, he was considered and named the best football player in the country.
In 1912,
I am not putting anyone from 1911 in my top 5.
Wait, he played basketball. Correct?
What sport did he play?
He played 5 sports, right? Like in college or something?
Yes. He led his college team to an 11-1 record. He scored 25 touchdowns, 198 points. He played 4 positions. He played running back.
I'm gonna watch some highlights of Jim.
So he played football.
Yes, but he also played other sports as well.
Okay.
He played running back, defensive back, place kicker, and punter. This is how athletic he was. In 1912, he won gold in Sweden in track and field. In 2, I think he played. Yes, he played in the pentathlon and the decathlon, however you say.
Guys, but
he's actually, your parents might know about him. He's actually he's considered one of the
our
greatest
parents know. He played in like the 1920s, Amari.
Don't know about him.
What are you talking about?
That's like me.
You would still read about him. We don't know about Michael Jordan 30 years later. Know about him.
That's like me knowing everything about
Moses. Yeah, but I didn't even know who this guy was until you just said his name right now.
No, I know about him.
I've heard his name. There's an award. There's an award after his name.
I have an honorable mention, I'd say.
Okay, but I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna I can't put him. It's like when we talk about Jerry West and like how people would beat him right now.
Top 5, any list.
But he's not though.
Okay, number 1.
I see your reasoning though, Amari. I respect that.
They don't even have highlights on him from YouTube because it's so old. They only have pictures.
It was 1910.
No, I'm saying that's how long ago it was.
I still think I put him at top.
You thought there was gonna be a highlight reel from Fox Sports?
There's videos of old highlights in football. There's videos of the first Super Bowl or the first NFL championship.
That was 50 years later.
70.
It was still great. It was still black and white.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 1. This is gonna be a very big shocker to everyone. But you have to understand where I'm coming from.
Am I going to understand, Amari?
I feel like this guy fits the category and everything Jacob just put out in his little tag there. I would put number 1 right now, greatest athlete of all time. I would put Tom Brady at number 1.
You know what? I'm going to –
Now, you have to understand where
So will I end the meeting for all if I leave or –
Wait, you have to understand.
Oh, my God.
You have to understand where I'm coming from with this, okay? There's not been one guy in the history of the National Football League
that has ran a slower 40-yard dash. Oh, I'm sorry.
To go
so sorry.
Doesn't matter. To go to 9 Super Bowls, okay? It's never before seen. This is a once-in-a-lifetime generational player that we will never see probably ever again. Okay, you can say Patrick Mahomes.
So if you're going to put him first, why is Michael Jordan not 1 if he's 6-0?
Because Michael Jordan, if you look at it in terms of basketball and football, basketball is more of a team sport. There's 5 players.
No, it's not. What are you talking about, Amari? 22 players play football in a game.
There are 50 players in
the
an NBA
most
team.
important position is the quarterback. The most important position is the quarterback.
Okay, but there's been times where, it's like imagine taking, Tom Brady. If he doesn't have a good game, the defense can easily just carry it for him in a certain game.
Okay, Michael Jordan, and you could say the other way around. If the defense doesn't have a good game, Tom Brady has.
But I'm saying Michael Jordan doesn't have that help. It's not like he goes off for defense. He has to do both.
Amari, I also want to say something. I want to add something.
He has. All right, let me bring in my facts, and then you can. At the age, this is a big if, and it's already been proven. At the age of 43, if Tom Brady goes to the Super Bowl again, and he wins, there's a big if, his 7th Super Bowl, I don't know how there's an argument to this. At 43 years old, you don't hear about this. He's in great shape. Okay, you're not going to expect the quarterback at 43 to run 15 yards per drive like Lamar Jackson does, because Lamar Jackson's half his age. So I just feel like going to 9 Super Bowls, if he goes to the Super Bowl again, that'll be 10 Super Bowls in a matter of 20 years. It's unheard of.
No, I know it's unheard of. He's the greatest quarterback and probably the greatest football player ever.
I'm just very surprised.
He's a greater athlete. I'll put him in an honorable mention.
How does he not fit every category that Jacob put though?
Because he's not the most. Because we can, if we go by his thing, he's not the most skilled. He's not even the most skilled quarterback ever. Like skill wise, he doesn't throw the ball as deep as Aaron Rodgers.
There's always been a quarterback that has been put higher than Tom Brady.
It's just that great. Like if I'm gonna, it's always situations. I'm gonna take someone to win. I'm taking Brady. But if we're talking about skill wise, athleticism, he's not the most athletic quarterback
whatsoever.
I'm not gonna lie.
He's dominant. He has dominance
on the paper.
Well, he's dominated the league for over 10 years.
No, I'm saying he has the dominance.
The Patriots.
He has the dominance.
Well, that's another argument though, because
Patriots have dominated.
Okay, but if you put Baker Mayfield in the Patriots,
Jeff, I don't agree with that. Tom Brady dominated. Like he dominated with the Patriots.
You're making it seem like Tom Brady wasn't.
So then
like
the Bulls dominated.
In the Bulls dominated for 4 or 5 years.
Michael Jordan dominated.
So you can say
I'm very surprised.
Football
because the way I look at it is that if you consider. Because I hope all of us here would agree that he's the greatest quarterback of all time.
He's my greatest football player ever. He's the greatest football player ever.
That makes the argument even better. Then if he's the greatest football player ever, how is he not in anyone's greatest athlete?
It's just because when I think of greatest athlete, I always think of what they can do and more than other people. Like I feel like Bo Jackson did more than Tom Brady because he played football and baseball. That's not taking anything from Brady. He just did do that.
So I'm gonna just try to paint a picture. So think of a bar graph, right? On the Y, on the X-axis, you have all of Jacob's categories. Dominance, yeah, he's up there. Greatness, up there. Athleticism, there's just nothing to it. He's just not athletic whatsoever.
He's 43 years old.
He has never been athletic.
No, he's athletic. We're not more athletic than him. I'm just saying based off other people that play his position or other people that play the sport of football. He's just not as much as them.
Let me say my point because I actually had him top 5 when I first wrote the list. But the reason I took him out was because to have him 1, in my opinion, you have to either have a 1B or a number 2 with Tiger Woods, or maybe even have Tiger Woods higher. Here's why. If we're talking just off pure domination, which is pretty much the only thing you keep repeating, the 6 rings, the always being the best quarterback, which is true, which is undisputable.
I don't think he's always been the best quarterback.
What I would look at then is who has dominated in their respective sports as well, forgetting the other categories, and then where do they rank? Because then you have Tiger with the most Masters. Then you have Jordan with the most rings in basketball. Then you have Phelps with the most medals, so on and so forth, the most boxing champions. And those things might be slightly more impressive than the football Super Bowls. Not that they're not impressive, but if you're looking at it at individual domination, I think Woods, Jordan, and Phelps would have to be higher. And I don't think that's a bad criteria. I
don't agree that if we're doing domination, we're putting Woods above Brady. I think because of the sport. Because of the sport. That's what I'm saying. Okay, Jacob, but the fact. Okay, but I'm saying the fact that he's playing like golf's hard. I understand golf's hard, but I think if you're greater at football, you're a greater athlete than golf than playing golf.
Than he is at golf, though. It's like the same. It's very similar.
Well, no.
Jacob, he's not getting Tiger Woods is not getting murdered and getting hit in during golf.
It's a one-man
He's standing
sport.
there swinging a club.
That makes it harder. He doesn't have.
No, it doesn't.
He doesn't have
Jacob, he had the longevity that Tom Brady has had. Is a lot harder than Tiger Woods in golf.
But that's
Tiger Woods didn't. He's not even at the top right now.
He won the Masters last year, but I don't even have Woods over.
You know what I mean?
No, I don't have Woods over him. My point was going by Amari's criteria.
But I don't agree with that because we're not going just straight off numbers. We're doing greatness, and just because Tiger Woods has more, I think you have to also take it to
Woods over him.
Oh my God! You keep saying
you said that he deserves to be in the list.
You're saying he deserves to be above him.
Woods has to be in the list.
I understand
You're not taking into effect what Tom Brady does more than
Amari
Tiger
is going
Woods
off
does.
domination.
No, but what I'm going off of.
That's what he's.
Well, Jacob, I understand what you're saying, but I think you're it's a little confused. I agree with LJ. Because my criteria is if you go right now based off of what you wrote on those tabs, Tom Brady's 4 out of the 5. So yeah. I don't know how is he not in the top 5 of any list? If he in each criteria you have on your notepad right now, he's 4 of the 5. And the only reason I give you guys a slide that he's not athletic is because he's already 43 years old.
The more that I think about it, I'll give Tom Brady the skilled because like he is as skilled. He's just not as athletic. But I think he's up there with everybody else with the skill.
And take consideration in 2010, he tore his ACL, I think, in both knees. So it's like he came back and
came back and went to the Super Bowl.
He went to like 3 more Super Bowls. So I don't understand. So I want to ask you guys a question, like for you guys to have your own opinion. Out of curiosity, if Tom Brady does go to the Super Bowl 10 times now and he wins his 7th Super Bowl ring, would you consider him top 3 athletes of all time?
I mean, now, Amari, you brought him up. Like I think right now, like after talking about it, I would switch him with Serena. I think I would have him in there, and then probably he's in my top 5 because I just forgot about him. But
in that scenario, where would you rank him?
If he does that, he's gonna be. Yeah, he has to. Like, there's nothing else you could say. Like, it would be ridiculous.
Years old,
I think at his age and where he is, like, I think it'd be kind of ridiculous.
And look, you guys have to admit he's in great shape. It's
not even I agree 100% with what you guys are saying, but there are also things that you also have to take into account that you could also make a counter argument with. Tom Brady has not been the number 1 clear-cut quarterback throughout his entire career.
Yes, he was, though, Jeff. He has.
For many years.
There was a span where no one was better than him.
I can think of Peyton Manning. I can think of Drew Brees. I can think of Aaron Rodgers.
Peyton Manning has 2 Super Bowls. And Peyton Manning has 1 Super Bowl. One that he got carried to.
I can think of –
That's ridiculous.
I can think of quarterbacks.
The defense completely carried that Super Bowl.
That year, but he doesn't not deserve.
And it's like,
not that.
Tom Brady.
Jeff, what were you saying?
Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time. The greatest, probably. I have Lawrence Taylor 1B, 1A. It goes either way with the 2 of them. But the thing about Tom Brady is that football is not an individual. He does not make as much of an impact as the other starters on his team, as his coach, as everyone.
But he does. Jeff, it's the most important position probably in all of sports.
To answer Amari's question and to relate Jeff's point, if he wins,
I personally don't feel like he has to do anything else. I don't care. Like, good for him. If he wins, he's just making even more. But he doesn't have to win. He could retire right now. He could have retired 2 years ago.
I agree with Jeff, though. I don't see him getting hot. I could see him at 5, potentially 4, but I don't see him top 3 because of what Jeff is saying about.
But what we're gonna talk about is that if Jacob, you made that thing, no one else of us made that. You made that list. He does cross off all those lists except for athleticism.
but skill meaning
And
like
you
he's
could-
not the most skilled quarterback.
I honestly
He
don't.
was the most
Yeah,
skilled
but-
for like 10 years.
I don't think he
Jacob,
deserves
he
to be
was
on-
though. He literally was.
I don't
Amar, you
I'll
have to realize
tell-
we're talking
tell
with
you
Jets
this right
fans, by
now.
the way.
I'll tell you this right now. He does not deserve. He does not deserve to be over the list over Michael Phelps. I already gave you the reasons why. Individual, probably the greatest athlete ever, at anything individually ever. Michael Jordan was the greatest in his respective sport, in a sport that an individual player makes more of a difference than in football.
I think he's above Jordan.
But I agree.
At least you guys can agree with that, right?
Jeff, I see where you're coming from, but the thing is that if you're gonna base it off of like what you're saying, like what you and Jacob are saying, like Michael Phelps, what he did, and Michael Jordan, what he did, and how he said Tiger Woods, what he did, then you also have to even like expand it more and say which of these sports are mentally and tougher to do,
To play.
like to play. Like, how are you gonna compare Tom Brady, who has 7-8 guys coming at him,
Who plays the
3-4
most brutal
guys,
sport in
compared
all the
to
sports?
I just
Michael-
don't see it the same way. I see the
Why?
greatest Olympian ever higher than the greatest quarterback.
I see a